Kenyon Martin, he was number one pick. Talent for talent, I don't think is a question. On the flip side, Draymond is one of the smartest basketball players, like high IQ, and I put a lot of value in that.
The intangible.
High IQ basketball players.
Now, I want all of y'all to know in the comments, by this comment section, it's going to tell me all I need to know about the people who watch me and y'all basketball knowledge. This is one of those opportunities for y'all to tell me whether or not y'all really know basketball or not. I got so much to say about this, but Joe Budden and the podcast, they was talking about the Draymond and Kenyon Martin situation. Y'all better like the video. You better subscribe. I repeat, you better like the video and subscribe. Let's get it.
I only wrote it down because I wanted to ask y'all, prime for prime, both in their primes, who's the better basketball player?
Kenyon Martin.
It depends on who you surround them with. It matters.
No, it don't.
It matters.
It doesn't.
Kenyon Martin, it does. If you take Draymond Green and you put him on Kenyon Martin's team,
I want to know when to start texting basketball talk.
Look, if you take Kenyon Martin and you put him, I mean, if you take either one of them, if you take Draymond Green and put him on the team with the Nets when Kenyon Martin was at his peak, Draymond is maybe the 8th man off the bench. But if you take Kenyon Martin and you put him with the Golden State Warriors, he cannot deliver what Draymond Green delivers on that team. That team, as constructed and when they were in their prime, Draymond is a pivotal piece of that team. He's a power forward on that team. He allowed Steph and Klay to run off them picks.
I think Kenyon could have did that.
Kenyon does that
No,
too.
he can't dribble the ball as well, and he can't pass.
Is Draymond Green the one to be beating niggas up acting like he ain't do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that nigga.
Well, that's how the beef started.
I like him too, but
Is that how it started?
so let me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let's tell them how to be started.
Yeah, I just wanted to give the audience some context. So Kenyon Martin was on his podcast, or he was Gilbert Arenas' podcast, and they were talking about tough guys, like who the kind of enforcers are in the NBA. And Kenyon Martin's thing was Draymond is kind of like a fake tough guy. He never gives it to anybody that's gonna give it back.
I might see where you say that. All the clips I see.
And then Draymond responded on his podcast saying basically he didn't really address Kenyon's point. Instead, he talked about Kenyon Martin's career and sort of basically saying, I've accomplished this, you've accomplished that, you're an underachiever. And then that made Kenyon Martin go on his live stream and make a whole conversation about, about his career and such. And that's how the beef, that's how they got back and forth. And that's what sparked the Kenyon Martin.
And that's the thing. Draymond will be able to say that to whoever he's arguing with. He said it to Charles Barkley now.
To Kenyon,
which is crazy.
To Kenyon Martin's point. So Kenyon Martin is saying basically you are allowing your championships that you've won to now be your crutch almost to anybody that you have in a basketball conversation with. And I heard somebody say, yo, dog.
Is that wrong?
Yes.
Why?
Because Robert Horry can now enter that conversation.
And Robert Horry is a great basketball player. And Draymond is a great basketball player, but...
No disrespect to Robert Horry. Robert Horry got more championships than all these niggas.
Yeah, than everybody.
Derek Fisher can enter that conversation. Derek Fisher got 5 rings.
But Draymond's a more integral part of his team.
You're talking about people that...
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about more than Robert Horry.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know about that.
Draymond is definitely more integral than all of them.
I think Draymond's more integral
He's
part than
definitely
Robert
more
Horry.
integral than all of them.
I don't know that he's more integral than
those
Derek
Lakers
Fisher
teams
was.
and then those Spurs teams. Maybe not the Houston team. But on those later teams, I mean, Draymond
As
Green
a fan of the Spurs at the time, Robert Horry was making fucking integral buckets.
He was.
Yeah, but you're talking about...
So now go pull up his stats. To Kenyon Martin's argument, when you look up his stats versus Draymond Green's stats,
It's no conversation.
It's not even a conversation. Yeah. But to Draymond, to my point too,
His
and I
kids
like
wasn't
both.
watching Cincinnati games.
Bro, I like both
Yeah,
of them.
'cause
I see where
Cincinnati, he
both
was
of their
that dude.
points are valid. But like I said, if Steph Curry had to bring the ball up, play the point, it neutralizes his ability to run off screens all day. It neutralizes Klay's ability to run off screens all day when you got Draymond being essentially the point forward that's delivering those passes and doing a bunch of that shit. That shit is hard, bro.
I
don't
love
wanna take it for
Draymond,
granted.
but this is a role player versus a non-role player.
Yeah,
Like, I love Draymond's game, but he is not Kenyon Martin.
Yeah,
he ain't.
This is my take on it, and I think
I'll
we're
get
all
mine after you.
I don't think we're all saying anything that different, but I think there's a difference between being a better basketball player and having a bigger role on the team.
Impact, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard for Golden State to win. Draymond Green is the energy of that team. He's the courage of that team.
Sure.
He's the strength of that team. He's also the defensive quarterback.
They might have an extra ring if you don't get suspended for game.
Indeed.
That's a fact. Indeed. That's a fact. He is an extraordinary screener. he does some things that Kenyon Martin didn't do as well. But Kenyon Martin also is a guy who can be the second or third best player in your team, and you got a real shot at winning. He's a more talented player from high school to Cincinnati to the league. They're not comparable in terms of talent to me.
So
and that's
what's
the
more
thing.
important?
Because I watched Cincinnati games and because the Nets were in New Jersey and Jason Kidd, Marcus
If it wasn't
Will,
for the Lakers, they might have rings.
That was a special team. Yeah.
They got shit. Kerry Kittles, Keith Van Horn. We could do that. But
Todd McCullough.
because of those things, Todd McCullough.
He was a 6.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Kendall
Playing
Gill was
Fresh
hooping.
Yep.
Kenyon Martin, he was number one pick. Talent for talent, I don't think is a question. On the flip side, Draymond is one of the smartest basketball players, like high IQ, and I put a lot of value in that.
The intangible shit.
High IQ basketball players. So I mean, it's apples and oranges to me.
So let me ask y'all, what would y'all say is more important here? Being the talent or essentially being the glue?
You need both.
You need both.
You need both.
'Cause that's what it sounds like. It's a conversation of this one is the talent, but this one is the glue that kept it all together.
Yeah, but it's easier to do. I'll just say they both did the job that was asked of them.
True. Yes.
And they both
Yes.
did it to the best of their ability. I just think they had different jobs.
I agree.
Different assignments. You know what I'm saying? The question for me is Draymond a Hall of Famer?
Good question. I see basketball players saying yes.
He is. He is.
He
I
might
would
be.
think so.
He's
He might
definitely
be.
a Hall of
Yeah.
Famer.
I would
Is
think so.
Robert Horry a Hall of Famer?
No.
No.
I don't know this.
Draymond.
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
You can make an argument for Draymond better than Robert Horry.
If Draymond made it, I don't think it would be first or second ballot.
I don't think it's an if.
You think he will make it?
He's
I
definitely
think he's
a Hall
going to
of
make
Famer.
it.
I'm not mad at
I
you
might not
saying
be
it.
first
I
ballot.
don't have an argument.
I just
I can
think-
see second.
I
I don't think
At
first.
some point, it got to come down to the numbers.
I think basketball is just so
Numbers ain't that good though.
That's why I'm.
He's averaging a triple single, right?
I think
He got 4 of them though. How many rings he got? 3.
3. I just think basketball is so
4. No, he asked for 4.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
I think basketball is just so complimentary. You can't do that. Like again, look at Klay now.
Is Klay going?
I was just about to say, look at Klay now.
Yes.
Is Klay's
Klay's
going?
going.
Clay is absolutely going.
Klay might be the second or third best shooter in the history of basketball.
He's gone.
And
Yeah,
just
bro.
his
He's
3-pointers
gone.
made gets him
I
in
don't know
there.
about all that, but Dennis Rodman's in the Hall of Fame,
numbers-wise,
so I think Draymond probably should be in the Hall of Fame.
Dennis Rodman's one of the best rebound. You can't do that.
Yeah, I think it's different. I mean,
It's different.
Dennis Rodman, in addition to being having a lot of Defensive Player of the Year awards,
Might be the best
was
rebounder in
indisputably the best rebounder of his generation.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and had the numbers to. Yeah,
Actually,
and had the
you know
numbers
what?
to back it up, and the championships. He's got 3 rings too. No, 5 rings.
Yeah, you got one with
He got-
Pistons too. Yeah.
yeah, because he got the Pistons. Pistons, Bulls. Yeah,
I'm going to mute up during this conversation. I just remembered how I'm getting cooked online for my sports takes. They killing me for my Stafford and
the football
Rodgers take.
joint.
They are absolutely smoking my boot. They done pulled up the Hall of Fame criteria.
I told you.
They done pulled up stat for stat.
I told you.
They done. I mean, I still disagree.
No, Aaron Rodgers is different, bro.
This conversation is about athleticism versus skill. And if we want to have a 1v1 conversation, all right, sure. Maybe I would put the money on Kenyon Martin because he's more athletic, and I think he's taller than Draymond too, if I'm not mistaken. And longer. So he could probably, get in the paint, body Draymond. That's cool. But basketball, not even basketball, well, basketball in general, but the NBA, for sure, is not no individual sport. This is a team sport. And I don't think Kenyon Martin could have helped the Warriors win all of those championships the way Draymond Green did. Kenyon Martin could get you some rebounds and maybe score a couple of buckets. But at the end of the day, Draymond Green, this is about IQ. Draymond Green would look like a fool if he's sitting on a team with the 2 arguable best shooters in the whole damn galaxy. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to try to go get my buckets. Does Kenyon Martin have the IQ to be able to help Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry get open looks so they can win? No, he doesn't. And most importantly, y'all, like, I don't have to pull up no stats. I was watching the Warriors. When every time they said, yo, we need Draymond to score in this series, Draymond scored. Draymond was putting up points in those championships, in that playoff run. Meanwhile, I'm not saying Kenyon Martin was a bust in the playoffs. He wasn't. But he wasn't doing what Draymond was doing. Let's look at Draymond. Now, once again, we're going to start with the points. Now, it's some points he put up in games. He go a 12-point game, 10-point game, 17, 16, 16, 16, 16, 28. These is old series finals with the Cleveland Cavaliers. 28, 32. All right? Is it some low-scoring games? Yeah, it's some less than 10 scoring games. But you notice one thing? When he's scoring less than 10, look what he giving you. 6 assists, 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds, some assists, some steals, some blocks. He giving you everything. I remember a game when Kenyon Martin was getting bust by Tim Duncan. And he had a meltdown. He was like 3 for 22. He was out there trying to take threes that game. It's some good games here. It's some 21-point games, some 26-point games, some 35 games. Look, he went on. He did good. But let's go to some important games. When it started heating up, they need Kenyon Martin now. They're getting ready to get kicked out of the playoffs. Here we go. Kenyon Martin, 8 field goals attempted right here. Hold on, where my mouse at? Can y'all see the mouse? 8 field goals attempted right here. 2 made, 38 minutes, 9 points. Right? No, my bad. 4 points. Here we go again. Next game, he gonna come back. He gonna do something now. 40 minutes. 23 field goal attempts, 3 made, 6 points. Gave you 10 rebounds, though. Both of these games, when he was ass, he did give you some rebounds, but this is the guy talking about, I stand on what I did. But you ain't talking about these games. Kenyon Martin was the best scorer on a team with mediocre players, where he was getting carried by Jason Kidd for most of the time he was on the Nets. And then don't even get me started with the Denver Nuggets. We know who the man was in Denver. And by the way, both of these dudes is not scorers. Look, he was picked number 1. Back then, if you was the number 1 pick, they was going to give you some burn. Eventually, they figured out he was not a number 1 guy. He wasn't no big man that could create for himself. He was a big man you threw the ball to. And some of y'all don't even understand the league, man. At that time, you threw it to the big man. You gave the big man some shots. That was the league we was in. The big man had to get his touches. But eventually, people figured out, instead of me giving it to a big man like Kenyon Martin, who success can be up and down, I can just get some guy to shoot threes and he'll give us more points because 3 is better than 2. And everybody who was down there, shooting hook shots and all that stuff, they wasn't consistent. Could guys go off certain nights? Yes. But we not gonna act like Kenyon Martin had an unstoppable offensive move where he could just go out there and put up 20 and 30 every night. That wasn't his game. He was not a scorer. He was the athletic big who you could call a play for. He could score. He wasn't a good shooter. He was your enforcer. But in my opinion, Draymond gives you enforcer, he gives you IQ, he gives playmaker, he gives defender. I can maybe get about 2 of those things consistently from a Kenyon Martin. I think a lot of y'all just like Kenyon, and it's cool. You can like Kenyon. I think Kenyon is a cool dude, stand-up guy. But for me, I'm taking the Draymond Green skill set over Kenyon Martin. I feel like I can find a lot of Kenyon Martins. I can't find a lot of Draymond Greens. Because if Draymond Green was a 20-point scorer, this conversation would be totally different. Totally different. With that skill set and averaging 20 points, we don't even listen to Kenyon Martin. Some of y'all emphasize scoring so much. It's crazy, bro. It makes no sense, bro. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. I know in the comments, y'all gonna be eating me up. A lot of the old heads, y'all gonna have something to say about this. I'm sure if I talk to my pops about this, he would agree. Go look at the numbers. Go look at when Kenyon was leading his team for scoring. I could pull it up right now. I'm not wasting my time. Tell me in the comments where I'm wrong. Tell me he wasn't leading scoring for the Nets by 0.2. This is my era of basketball. I know.